Up first this evening, St. Thomas, St. Mary and Portland collectively have almost half of the total number of bridges across the island. But in every parish, there are bridges that need to be repaired or replaced. Some are outdated, others poorly maintained, and several, like Bailey bridges, are being damaged because of overweight vehicles that drive on them. Now, Krista Campbell has part 2 of a Primetime News In Focus report on broken bridges.
842 bridges across the island. 84 or 10% of them considered defective. That is, they need to be repaired or replaced before they collapse. That's according to the National Works Agency, NAA's yearly assessment of bridges island-wide. Another 37 or 5% predate the 1900s, like the Troy Bridge on the border of Manchester and Trelawney, built in 1896.
Those structures are designed for 50, 75 years, 100 years. And with, maintenance, over time they can continue to exist for a while longer.
There's a lack of maintenance of bridges. A lot of our older bridges, you have some metal structures that really need to be, maintained by way of priming and painting and that sort of thing to prevent them rusting.
That admission from a member of the governing Jamaica Labour Party, Port Maria Mayor Richard Query, about an issue others stress transcends successive governments. But the NAA notes bridges are very costly and there hasn't been enough funding to adequately maintain them over the years. Here's the math. Every year, the government budgets a set figure of $70 million to fix or build bridges. Through initiatives like the Highway Improvement Project, the Major Infrastructure Development Program, and loans from the Chinese Exim Bank, the NAA gets additional funds. In emergency situations, the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation will also provide funding. Now, a little over 200 or 34% of the island's bridges were built before 1950. That's the year NAA Communication Manager Stephen Shaw says the government decided to use reinforced concrete and steel to build the structures because there were more vehicles and heavier units using them. But construction prices have skyrocketed.
A project that would cost us $30–40 million in 2019 or 2020, you may be looking at $60–70 million in 2022.
It cost the NAA over $402 million to rebuild the Alice Bridge in St. Thomas in 2008. $893.5 million for a bridge in Harbourview, St. Andrew in 2011, and $59 million for the Chesterfield Bridge in St. Mary in October 2019. Now, a sometimes cheaper and quicker alternative is a Bailey Bridge. A Bailey Bridge is a temporary structure that the NAA says can last for many years depending on how it's used. But for residents in several communities that depend on the Tullow and West Prospect bridges in Bogwalk, St. Catherine, it's cause for concern.
There's a limit to how much weight can or should go on such a bridge. What we have observed is that in a lot of instances, overweight and oversized vehicles have gone onto these bridges, and sometimes they are compromised.
In part 3, we'll examine the way forward. Krista Campbell, TVJ News.